Hi friends from around the world, you are your worst enemy. Are you scared now? Isn't that scary that you are your worst enemy? You are the good guy here, right? You are telling yourself, well, I'm here, I want to learn, I'm willing to do something, I'm here to be my better yourself, to find my better version of myself, to find the next level, etc. How can I be my worst enemy? I'm here. Well, you're here, and that is a good thing. That is I would say, one of achievement you have merit for to be here, because you think you can go further. You have a better version of yourself. You can get a step further. You have potential for the future in order to reach a higher level. That's good. But still, the enemy, the worst enemy, is yourself. You think it is the co-workers, right? It is your partner. It is the children. It is that you have no money in order to invest in whatever. And you may say it's not the time, you're too old, you're too young. It is the president, it is the situation, it is the pandemic, it is whatever it is. That is, you think, is your enemy. No, it is not. No, it is not. Because if it is, your neighbor, you move to another environment and, the neighbor is not anymore there, but there will be another issue of whatever kind, and you are stuck with the same. If it is your children, well, your children will grow up and then they have a life on their own, and you will be still stuck with whatever it is. Or if it is your husband, well, in the worst case, you get divorced, and if you get divorced, you will recognize it is nothing really changes with what you are. But the one who will be always with you, always, that's yourself, right? You can't get rid of yourself. No, that's not possible. That is part of you and yourself. So you are part of one thing and you cannot get rid of yourself. Now, as I said in previous videos, you have the good one and the bad one. You have the beast inside and you have the good guy inside, and you can choose whom to feed. You can feed the good guy who wants you to go forward, or you can feed the bad guy who gives you more and more excuses not to do anything, not to change anything, rather saying to you that it is all, that is not for you, that is only for the others, that this is not the time, you're too old, you're too young, this is the president which doesn't work for you, the politics doesn't work, and the cooperator which you rely on didn't respond, so everything went wrong. So my point here is, you have heard something from other videos, and it's important to repeat it and to see it from another angle. Now, I want you here to recognize that the only responsible, the worst enemy, is yourself. So if yourself, you think, well, this can't be done, really, then you shut down your brain, so brain will not see the opportunity when it really comes along. You will not see it. It will say, well, it's there, but it's not for you. So why should I focus on that opportunity if it is not for you? If you think this is not for you, your brain will not see it. So the first thing is to make clear in your brain, well, I really want this. I really want this. And then it is your decision. Own your decision, right? And then it is your decision. Your decision to... But isn't it liberating? So you do not depend on others. You do not depend on your co-worker. You do not depend on your husband, on your children, on whatever group you are in. on your mother, father, on your parents. You don't depend on them. No, you don't or do not depend on them. They may have, others may have resources, but if you have resources and you are not resourceful, then everything goes away. That happens to the lottery winners, right? They get 1 million and either the scammers or the bad investment or the bad counselors or if they do not own their decision but rely on others, everything is gone. So it doesn't help that they win a lottery of 1 million. No, it doesn't help. So we have to recognize this. It is you. It is your decision to do something. And if you have this decision, if you haven't done this decision, well, you own it with a failure, right? It may be good, it may be bad. You have a risk assessment in the beginning. You think it will turn out, but it turned out badly. Well, you sit down and look at it, what has gone wrong. And there, and only there, in this analysis, you get better. You know, all the big guys, they have failed at least once, but probably more than once, and they were demoralized and about to quit. And often, very often, when you are about to quit, is you know, this extra mile is when you're about to achieve your goal. Often it is like this. You know, just the simple example. I'm not an overweight, but I thought I was somehow in good shape. But my wife wanted to go to a gym, and I signed up for a gym. A bit hesitant on my side, but well, I went to the gym and we went to a yoga class, and I recognized within that yoga class that I'm not in a good shape. So people at my age or even a bit older, they were doing things I never could think of it, not even think of it, to achieve that. So that gave me my goal. I want to become a better shape. I want to go yoga, Pilates class in order to make myself stronger. And the stronger, you know, the body is, the stronger the the brain also becomes. So it was a good match between one and the other. But the action, so many of you have this. Have identified this as a game. Perhaps you have some overweight and want to lose it. Perhaps you're not. You want just to become a bit stronger in your body. But you know, not virtually everybody, but we have all this a bit inside ourselves, that we have to do some body work, some workout in order to become somehow, I don't know, more healthy, more resistant, whatever you name it. Well, I signed up for this, and I went to my first yoga class, and I said it was disappointing for me because others were so good, and I was able to do so little, I must say, with regard to them. But here is it. You are not competing with others, and this is the perspective video, if you remember. This is not a competition with others. You in life here on your own, and it's a competition against yourself, against the version of yourself, I don't know, 10 years ago. That is what your life is about. You are not competing how much money you will gain, and Bill Gates has so much more, and you are unhappy. That is not what you want to go into that dynamic. Or you replace Bill Gates with a neighbor, or with a cousin of yours, or whoever you want to compare with. No, it's not a competition. Everybody, and that is one of the beginning classes, everybody is different. And you're competing against yourself from yesterday, from the month before, from the year before, from 2, 5, 6, 10 years before. So you have to be in the perspective, in the competition with yourself. That is important. So uncomfortable action. It is uncomfortable action for me to go the next day to the yoga Pilates class in order to, well, in comparison to those others, to have such poor performance. But with regard to yourself, you're better off than a week ago. So that is, you see a progress, right? You see a progress, and you're doing muscle building. Well, you're doing real muscle building, but in the metaphorical way, you are muscle building the good guy, the guy that drives you. The guy that drives you is seeing, well, you had a progress. You are better than a week before. So that's a good thing. And you are better. So this uncomfortable action shows results. That is what it says to you, right? So I will go further. I will go another week or another month or another year, and we'll see the progress. And then it goes further and it goes further. And the uncomfortable action becomes, well, you think it comfortable. You get used to nearly everything. You can get used to nearly everything. And if you do uncomfortable action often again, it becomes what? Yes, it becomes comfortable. It becomes comfortable. And then you are what? Yes, you're a better version of yourself. Thank you for today's session and being with me.